Hey, ladies and gentlemen, it's Perdell Warrior with the Think and Grow Rich community, and I'm going to talk to you about Chapter 2, Desire. It's the starting point of all achievement. This is the Think and Grow Rich book by Napoleon Hill. Okay, so as we talked about last week, was about Barnes. He had in his mind that one day he wanted to be a partner. I mean, he did not want to be, working, but he wanted to be a partner of Mr. Edison. So once he got off the train station in Orange, New Jersey, he might have looked like a tramp. However, he had in his mind or his thought were those of a king. Okay, so Barnes, he had a burning desire to become a business associate of the great inventor. Okay, so as we think, sometimes we think as an entrepreneur, we often are a small business owner. We join different opportunities, and within a few days or months, some people quit. They sign on the dotted line, and however, they decide, they change their mind. Okay, they look at the works that's entailed. Okay, so with that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, some people will stay with you in business, some people won't, and that's okay because it's based on what each individual wants. Okay, so let's get back with Barnes. So, like I stated, he had a burning desire. So, what he did, he burned all his bridges behind him. Okay, so just keep that in mind. We, as an entrepreneur, we have to make a decision within our mind that we're going to become successful regardless of whatever stumbling blocks we might have in our way. So, we also talked about here within chapter 2, it's like every person who wins in any undertaking must be willing to burn his bridges or ships at all costs. So here's a story I wanted to lead with you. Here was it was a warrior. Okay, so he was on the battlefield with all his soldiers, and so he was about to send his army against, a bad army. Okay, so he was outnumbered. He knew he was outnumbered. So this is what he did. He loaded his soldiers into the boat and he sailed to the enemy country. Then what he did, he unloaded all those soldiers and the equipment, and then he gave the order to burn the ship that they had just arrived in. Addressing his men for their first battle, he said, "You see that boat go up in smoke? That means that we cannot leave these shores alive until we win." Okay, so we now has no choice. We must win or we will perish. Okay, and what do you think happened? Of course, because they had a burning desire, they cut all their bridges and they won the battle. So every person who wins, like I state, on anything, you have to make sure that what you're doing is going to take you to the next level. Okay, so only by doing this you maintain the state of mind, and then you have a burning desire that you're going to win at all cost. Okay, so here is another thing you might want to think about, with the desire for riches or whatever it is. It could be maybe weight loss, whatever it is that you want to accomplish. So here is the practical 6 steps that you need to take. The first steps, you might fix in your mind the exact amount of money you desire. Okay, so put that in your mind. Okay, write that down. Have a notepad that you take, make a note of it. Okay, don't say, I want a lots of money. No, you need to be specific on the amount that you want. Then number 2, you determine, put a definite date on that. What date that you would like to have these funds, show up in your account. And then number 3, establish, that date. Put a date on it. Okay. And then number 4, it asks you, it says create a definite plan for carrying it out. Maybe you could say, well, I'm going to get up an hour early and do, maybe talk to more people, get up and maybe you might do some newsletter, maybe some posting, whatever it is. Write a plan. Or maybe when you get off from work, you know what, I'm going to take 2 hours and I'm going to do X, Y, Z. So make a plan. So then step five asks us to write it out. We need to be clear, concise. Okay, write it out. Put a statement there, put a name, you got the time, you got to, state what you want to give in order, so like I said, you might want to give up some time. Maybe instead of watching so much TV, you might decided that, hey, I'm gonna cut my TV watching, in half or whatever that is, So just make sure that you are able to see it. So twice a day on steps number 6, he asks you to write it out and then you read it out loud, and you're supposed to do this twice. So you do that in the morning. Okay, you could put it on a 3 by 5 card, write it out, look at it, read it out loud in the morning, and then the last thing at night before you go to bed, you read it, and then you vision in your mind. You got to be able to see it, you got to be able to feel it, and believe that you're already in possession of whatever it is that you're asking for. Maybe you want to lose the 10 pound or 15 pound, or you might want to be able to get $3,000 additional income. You need to make it plain. Okay, so that's what we're talking about here. And then with the other stuff, like I talked about, your imagination, according to Hill, only those who become money conscious ever accumulate great riches. So money is a consciousness, meaning that the mind has become so, that's all you think about, you think about losing the weight, you think about the money, so your desire for that is so intense. It's like an addiction, an obsession. Okay, so that's what we need to have in our daily life. So the step call for no hard work. Okay, they call for no sacrifices. Okay, so to apply them, it calls for a great amount of no great amount of education, because some people, I know we was on the call yesterday and this person was saying, well, what, I'm at this point in my life, what if, I can't dream anymore, all this kind of stuff. Listen, by you just thinking about that, you're already defeating. So the point is, you're supposed to be able to figure out right now within your mind that you already have it. Okay, okay, so then once you do that, then you'll be able to move forward. So here, another thing, Mr. Hill says, so I talked about becoming money conscious, okay? You may as well know that all great leaders from the dawn of civilization down to the present was a dreamer. So we got to continue dreaming, okay? Never forget that we have to continue dreaming. And Mr. Hill said, so one must realize that all who have accumulated great fortune first did a certain amount of dreaming, then they're hoping, they're wishing, and desiring, and they planned, okay, before they acquire the money. You may as well know right here that you can never have riches in great quantities unless you can work yourself into a white heated desire for money, and then you actually believing it, so then you'll be able to be come in possession of it. Okay, so also he says, never in the history of America has there been a great an opportunity for practical dreamers now exist. Okay, so when we think about all these great things, ladies and gentlemen, think about what is it that you really want in life. Okay, write it down on paper, make it plain. I know some people say, okay, let me go on my computer and write it down. It's not the same as if you take your hand and then take a notepad and then just write it down and view your goals, each day. Like Napoleon Hill said, before we go to bed, night, you view your goals, the plan that you have. Sometimes some of us have it on the 3 by 5 card, look at it, and then the first thing in the morning, you continue viewing what it is that you have. And then also, think about this another, let me go back here. Think about this also. Um, you know, If never in history have you been able to use our imagination, okay, there's a lot of stuff going on, but we need to be as entrepreneur, as small business owner, as business owner, to just continue moving forward. Yes, if you think about Mr. Barnes, he had a lot of difficulty struggles in his life. However, we have to move beyond our difficulties and struggles and keep in mind where you want to go. So that's why you need to have it written down, make it plain, or have the 3 by 5 card that you're reviewing each morning and before you go to bed at night. So one more other thing I want to leave with you, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so one of the other things I always like to say, awake, arise, and assert yourself, you dreamers of the world. So continue dreaming, okay? And then just be careful who you share your dreams with. Okay, because not everybody that comes to you and want to hear what you're doing really want to. So just be careful who you share your dream with. Make sure that you have a coach or mentor that you're sharing what your plans are, and then continue going out there and move forward. Share what you've learned with someone else. I'm talking about, you got your team members, maybe something that you have heard, or maybe this message on chapter 2, desire, might have touched your heart. So if you don't mind, can you just go ahead and pass the word to one of your team members, that maybe this will be valuable to them. If you need any additional information, you can find me on Facebook or Skype. And well, ladies and gentlemen, as we continue to think, we can grow rich. Okay, so talk to you guys soon. Bye bye.